Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, Mythic Dungeon Invitational hits Twitch, and a huge, actually really big announcement from Heroes of the Storm as Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. There we go. Hit the right button, finally. From the Battlenet News broadcast bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota, today is September 19th, 2017. Happy International Talk Like a Pirate Day. It is now 10:11 in the p.m. Central Time. And thank you so much for joining us from all around the Blizzard universe. My name is Pat Crane. I am your host of this ding-dang show. And, as always, the players are here. First up, we'll go to the man from Lords of the Storm, the show about Heroes of the Storm. It's Gizmo. Hey, buddy.
Hey, hello, Pat. Hello, other co-host who's yet to be named. It's good to be here tonight.
Who must not be named. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. Welcome, and we'll get talking to you in a second. And we'll bring in the co-host who must not be named from his new podcast called Merely a Setback. It's Shark. Hey, Shark.
Am I like a surprise?
Yeah,
or
you're a surprise. Surprise guest.
Surprise guest Sharku.
Yep.
He didn't have a faculty meeting in the morning, so he gets to podcast.
Yeah. Welcome. Welcome, buddy.
Thanks.
Welcome,
Howdy.
everybody.
Hi.
Army Hearties. Yes. So, welcome to the show. And like I said, we do have actually quite a bit to talk about tonight because a lot of stuff has really happened. And there was a surprise announcement from Blizzard, from Heroes of the Storm, that I wasn't expecting. I don't know if you were, Gizmo, at all. I don't know if anybody was.
Yeah, no.
Because
they don't tell you guys everything, like invite you to California all the time and just tell you stuff, secrets.
Well,
every other week.
We kind of talked about it last week.
This week they skipped it.
We kind of talked about it last week, like there was this tease and all this kind of stuff, and now we're going to tease the tease, and we're going to talk about it later in the show.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, because now's the time on Sprockets when we dance. No, now is the time on this show when we talk to you guys. I'm glad somebody on the show got it. I'm old.
I'm not too old.
But now's when we talk to everybody and see what's actually going on around the Blizzard games. Gizmo, what have you been up to? I know that you just got a new job, so you're working a lot more. But what have you been up to in your game life?
Yeah, so gaming time has been limited. I've definitely gotten in, though, and tested out some of the new stuff in PTR for Heroes of the Storm. Mm-hmm. Still getting a little bit of Overwatch in. And then in the non-video games, some Dungeons and Dragons still going, which has been a blast.
Nice. Have you played Overwatch today?
I have not played it today.
I played it today. I made sure to play a little bit of it today. Very little, but I did play some. Shark, how about you, buddy? What have you been up to lately?
Well, ye old asparagus decided that we were going to lock out our lockout to kill Jaden this week. Okay. We were going to push for AOTC starting on our first raid night, which is Thursdays. And so I locked him out. And after about 2.5 hours, we got him down.
Hey, congratulations. I wasn't ready with a big applause, but now I got it.
Big applause. Yay. I'll do it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Very nice.
But yeah, so we got him down and we actually took the night off a little bit early that night because we only had like half an hour left. We didn't want to pull anything else.
Sure.
And so I was like, hey, we'll just, clear the rest of the bosses because they, you only get locked out to loot on single bosses now. after you kill the, so we'll just restart the raid and do it again. But I didn't think about the fact that because we used my lockout, I already locked out all those bosses because it was my lockout from last week.
Right.
So we went in on Sunday, and I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll just play another tune. So I figured all that out, and then all of my add-ons crashed. Yay!
Oh, yeah. Oof. Another. Oh, wait. No, not that. Not that.
So I got mad, and I threw my mouse, and I didn't play that night.
All right.
I was so sad. But there you go. But we got down, killed Jaden, and I now have to back up my WTF file every 5 minutes.
Well, that's pretty normal. It's pretty normal.
I guess this is what I should have been doing the whole time, is what I was told. I'm a big dumb idiot.
Oh, really? You're supposed to do it every 5 minutes?
There's a sounder for everybody right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just wait until Horseman gets his hands on that.
Right. It'll be
Dork of the week.
He's doing it already. I'm a big dumb idiot.
Right. It happens. It happens.
I need to stop saying it so he can stop having examples of it.
Right. Right. You really do. Let's see now. I know that, so I played a little bit of WoW, and I know that last week we were talking about all of the new things that happened with week 3 of 7.3. You know, we got the new dungeon, and we've got all the new story content and everything like that. But I hadn't played the new dungeon yet, and I don't want to necessarily spoil it, but what the heck is going on with Illyria? Because that's wild stuff. I mean, you guys have Shark. You've played through the content, right?
Yes, I have.
That was wild. There's a cutscene at the end of a dungeon.
I haven't gotten to the end of that dungeon to see. I've watched the cutscene.
There's a cutscene at the end of the dungeon.
Lore-wise. And if you're interested in
another one
about that,
another one of the Windrunner sisters just kind of getting weird.
Since we don't want to spoil too much on this show, we spoil the heck out of it on my other show if you're interested. So,
right.
But yeah, it's a lot of lots of stuff going on.
Yeah, it's a little weird, Hey, fellas, last week I did something. You were there, Giz. You know what's going on. I did something. I actually, so the week before, I tweeted out, hey, what are your favorite WoW jokes? And everybody went, oh my God, I have 40 different WoW jokes. So they all kind of tweeted me their WoW jokes. And I kind of said some of them last week. And I thought this week I might be able to kind of do a little bit more, another little handful of WoW jokes. And then maybe throw in some pirate jokes because it's International Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr. And see how that goes. So I asked you guys before the show, do you guys have a WoW joke or a pirate joke that you would like to tell people right now? Gizmo, do you have one?
I do.
Okay.
And this is a throwback from 2013.
Whoa.
From this very podcast.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure I know who says it, but we'll see if you guys remember.
Sure, I know too.
Since it was probably said person who shall not be named. What?
No, you can
I don't
say
know why
it.
I keep saying that tonight. Yeah,
Right.
Coltrane.
Right.
I will do, and I know this isn't as good, but
right.
Hold a train.
Fortune Cookie say.
Oh boy.
What did the healing monk say after the raid wipe?
What did the healing monk say after the raid wipe?
I tried to get a heal off, but I missed.
God, that's the familiar gut punch that I'm used to from those. That's the familiar gut punch right there.
Bring it back. Just bring it back. And
Sharks seem to like it, so that's good.
I love fortune cookies.
Right.
So
Right.
I've never been on the show with fortune cookies before.
Well,
so you
now-
haven't seen.
now you
And
can't
when I
say
was
that.
listening to the show,
Yeah.
before I was a host, and I would laugh just like that every time a fortune cookie was said. I'd just be
Of
like,
course
it
you
would be
Of course you
complete silence, and then just.
Nice. Nice.
They're all slow burns, man.
Yep. Exactly. So Gizmo, did you say that you had another one, or did I hear you start to say that?
I got one that's probably not nearly
boy.
as good as that, but
Okay,
since
what do you
it's
got?
Blizzard jokes and Pirate Day.
Yeah.
I will just say, which rogue spec is the biggest joke?
Which rogue spec is the biggest joke? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Outlaw, because they're like the pirate rogue.
That's not a joke. That's an observation.
You know what?
What's wrong with you?
It's a joke because it's true. Is it not true?
If only I had like the
All right,
Seinfeld.
I got a joke. I got a joke for you. Here we go. The sun shines light. It's funny because it's true. Gizmo.
I just said that, and you said mine wasn't a joke.
Right.
You said it was a statement.
Mine wasn't a joke either.
Right.
Okay, I have a real one.
Okay, go ahead.
You go. Okay.
No, you go.
So this one's actually this is a pickup line. A WoW pickup line.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here
Sure.
we go. Excuse me, by any chance, are you Inquisitor Whitemane? Because you've made my champion arise.
Man. All right. We're gonna go into
Scarlet Crusade.
we're gonna go into
Champion arise.
We're gonna go into those actual jokes. All right. So here we go with some more jokes. Blizzard jokes. We'll do Blizzard jokes first. I need music though. Okay. This one comes from Ro over at Realm Maintenance. He says, "Why didn't the warrior cross the road? No path.
I don't know, Pat.
No path available." All right. This one comes from Malkari or Carly. It's, "Why do rogues like to wear leather?"
Why do rogues like to wear leather?
Because it's made out of hide. Yeah, exactly. What did the Tauren mother say to her kids after supper?
What did they say to their kids after supper?
It's pasture bedtime. That one was from Coquito Prince. This is from Warcraft Stats. 98% of all Guardian Druids are strong Second Amendment folks. The right to bear arms. If you get it. Yep. Here's one from, actually, I came up with this one. Did you hear that Kim Kardashian won the Celebrity Overwatch tournament? Yeah. People claim she was cheating, however. Turns out she's been maining a diva for decades. All right. All right. Should I do a pirate joke? I'll do a pirate joke.
Me too. It's Pirate Day.
Yeah, it's Pirate Day. This one comes from Morrow, and I'm gonna fade out the music because it's gonna end it anyway soon. All right, so a pirate went to the doctor to have spots on his arm examined. The doctor said they're benign. "No, doc," said the pirate. "There be 11. I counted them before I came here. They're benign."
Hey!
So those are jokes. Those are things that happened. I got a couple more. Oh, actually, here's another good one. All right. What happened when Bluebeard fell overboard in the Red Sea?
I don't know. What happened?
He got marooned. That's Bluebeard in the Red Sea. So dumb. All right. So dumb. Hey, a question for you guys. A lot of people I've seen are getting ready for BlizzCon. A lot of people in the CTR community, they're talking a lot more about BlizzCon. We were only 6 weeks out from BlizzCon.
Oh, man.
Last week we had the big announcement about all of the goodies that you'll get with your ticket, or a virtual ticket was available, and if you buy a virtual ticket, you can get $10 off the goodie bag, and it's a backpack with Velcro on it, so you can stick these Velcro stickers on and all that kind of stuff, and it's just beautiful. So like the BlizzCon hype is just real right now, and I know that we're getting together, Jules Scott, myself, and a bunch of the party planners. We're getting ready for the CTR party, which is on the Friday night of BlizzCon. So we're getting t-shirts, and we're ordering those coloring books that people got through the Kickstarter, and trying to do all the fulfillment stuff and everything like that. I'm just wondering, I know you guys are both going.
Yes.
How are you guys getting ready for BlizzCon? What would you say would be like essential things that you need for BlizzCon?
Hand sanitizer.
Yeah, There is that. I think that's
deodorant.
Yep, that's real too.
Man, so I'm a procrastinator.
Okay.
I'd say two things you need are a plane ticket and hotel room, which I need to get on ASAP.
You needed those months ago.
You did.
Because I know I waited on it too, and I didn't wait all that long. But I know that right now the hotel sitch is not looking all that great. So,
as of about a month ago, I was looking at hotel prices in the Hilton. They're sold out now.
Oh yeah,
but they were going for about $600-700 a night.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I caught it at about $5, and I'm like, no, that's not going to be good. Yeah. So, nope.
It is rough, but I would say, as far as people going to BlizzCon, they've never been there. Some things to keep in mind as you're kind of going around. It is good to have some sort of backpack or satchel, but you're in luck because you're getting a backpack if you're going this year.
Right.
Just to kind of, people have a whole bunch of swag and stuff to give out. Different shows have wristbands, pins.
And this year they'll have patches for your backpack.
Patches. Yes, patches.
I know that everybody is, I know that a lot of people in podcast land, including this particular show and the CTR Guild, we are looking into Velcro patches for your backpack. So yeah, just another little item that you might be able to throw on your backpack. So
yes.
So I would also add Pack Light, because even if you don't buy anything at BlizzCon, which let's be serious, you're going to, but even if you don't, you still have the goodie bag and all the stuff that you have to get back home with you. So if you pack your suitcase to the gills on the way down there, it might be hard to get back. So think about it. Think ahead.
Well, you can even, since you're getting a bag, you can maybe save one of your personal items or carry-ons.
Right.
Don't get one, and then use that as your carry-on the way back.
Yep.
And I'm just trying to think about, like those people that aren't going to BlizzCon, because I know there's a few out there that aren't going to be going to BlizzCon, because I think there's there's going to be like 25,000 people out of BlizzCon, and that's not all the players out there. So if you're not going to BlizzCon, fear not, we've got you covered, because number one, the virtual ticket is going to be amazing this year. It's going to be all the different stages, all the different content. We were talking about this last week. It's going to be friggin' amazing. It sounds like. And then also the CTR party, we're going to be running that on Twitch. So we're going to be streaming that. We're going to be streaming that on Friday night. So, and you'll see Cuddles and more people than you ever thought possible come up to the mic and talk for a little bit. And it was, I know that Cuddles has done it for the last few years now, and it's always a good time. So we try to determine exactly when he loses his voice, but he hasn't yet. So it's like everybody loses right now.
Yeah. See, I never remember
or everybody wins.
I never remember him losing his voice. So it's probably right around the time where I stop remembering things. It's when he loses.
Yeah, probably. So if you want to see a bunch of goofballs like us in the background of whatever Cuddles is doing, make sure to check out that stream. As we're going through. I'm trying to think of like one really good idea for... Yeah, go ahead.
I've got another one. It's another crappy practical one, though.
Okay,
but
go ahead.
Vitamin C and zinc. Start taking it a week before you get there.
I gotta do that.
You are going to get sick.
Yep.
The only way to prevent it is by boosting your immune system before you get there. It's 100% chance you're going to get sick at BlizzCon if you don't.
You know what's really bad? So, well, it's not really bad. It's actually really awesome. So in October, this show is actually gonna, unless we can figure out something else, this show might take a break for a couple weeks because it's my 20th anniversary, believe it or not. And so I'm going to take a couple of weeks and go away with the wife. We're going to go to California. We're going to go to Northern California. And then we're going to drive down for TwitchCon because I'm doing a panel down there. And I'm like, oh, yeah, come along. It'll be great. You'll be bored in L.A. So that'll be fun. But then I come back home for a week, if that, and then I'm at BlizzCon. It's so weird. So I'm going to be traveling a lot, and I'm sure there is a good possibility I'm going to be patient zero this year.
I was...
Last year I was.
I think I was the year before that. Last year, I'm not sure I got sick. So that debunks your 100% there, Sharku.
Concord is real, man.
Oh yeah,
Concord is real.
I have never walked away unscathed. I thought I did, but I didn't.
And then it hits you like 2 weeks later.
It hit me like 2 days later, and I was like just dead for a week. Oh, so bad, so bad.
Yep.
But you know what? That's a perfect time to then just lay in bed, pull out your virtual ticket, get caught up on all the panels that you didn't get to see.
Yep.
That's true. I never thought of it that way. That's smart. SMRT smart.
Yes.
Or go to work and be sad because you used up all your sick days to go to BlizzCon.
Sure. There's that too. All right.
But yeah.
Well, why don't we sneak into the news? It's time for the news. And we'll start it off with World of Warcraft like we always do.
A clever strategy.
Yes. And we actually have this last weekend. We're going to talk about it here instead of in eSports because I'm still not sure if it is one or not. But this last weekend, we had the first broadcasts of the Mythic Dungeon Invitational. And hopefully you guys took a look at this stuff because it's actually, I thought it was pretty cool. Number one, Sloot and Trekkie, two of my buds and friends of the show, were they were like the color guys. They were like the experts, right? Because they both tank all the time. And it was kind of neat. They were running the teams side by side at the same time, and you could tell exactly where they were, or kind of where they were, as they did these Mythic plus 17s. And it was insane. It was really insane. Shark, did you get a chance to take a look at any of this stuff over the weekend?
I see it. I didn't get to watch any of it. I heard that Sloot and Trekkie were great at what they were doing. But yeah, honestly, it doesn't really, I mean, I'm interested, but not like eSports interested.
Right. And
does that make sense? Like, I'm like, oh, this sounds cool. A way to win some money playing a video game.
Yep.
But I would be okay just hearing what happened rather than watching it. I don't know. Does anybody else feel that way? I don't know.
Gizmo? What are your thoughts?
I think it's awesome. I don't know. I can't really comment on it yet. I'm kind of waiting to catch it. I think Europe and the Americas are this weekend. I didn't get a chance to watch last weekend just to really see, because Blizzard, their production value on all their esports and stuff that they've been doing, like the HGC, has been incredible as of late. So I'm really wanting to see how they do that, if it's kind of at the same level, since they have those resources for this event. And I think if done well, it can be incredible.
And I see a bunch of people talking in the chat room about this stuff, and PNG1 says, is there really only one Prot Paladin among all the teams? Well, here's the deal. Here's the actual setup of how they did it. They basically opened up a playground for these guys so that they could get all the 935 loot that they could put on their body and all the legendaries. They gave them access to everything, and they just made it real even for everybody. So it was 935. The eye levels were set. I think it was 965 for the artifact. I don't know what it was for the artifact, or 65, and then they started them off at the same time. They could pick any tune that they wanted to, and just run with it. And they could even switch tunes for the next dungeon, because it was best of 3. So it was just, some of these a lot of the matches were kind of 2 and out. But there were a couple of interesting matches and a couple of runaways. I got to watch some of it. I got to watch the APAC group. Honestly and Free Marcy were in the finals of the weekend, and they both advanced. And it was pretty cool. I think one of the things that I saw, the biggest complaints were that they were running them at the same time. They were running them side by side, and there would be like one main screen, and then there would be like a little one in the corner, kind of behind everything.
I've seen some pictures, and I imagine, hopefully they're able to switch back and forth between those fairly easy. But it's, I mean, when you're doing a side by side race, in completely separate instances, it's kind of the way that you just have to do it.
Right, and it was people were, I think this being the first time that they are really doing this, fully. I mean, it kind of reminds me of Heroes, the way that Heroes started out with their streaming stuff. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to see UI improvements for these casters as they go through, and they're going to take all of this. They're going to take the feedback and hopefully improve it for the next time. Not necessarily this weekend, but as the tournament progresses, and figure out what they're missing. Yeah, I do think that there are some things missing. One of the things was the big cooldowns, right? So they didn't have like a marker for CDs or anything like that. So that was kind of like one of those things where you kind of want to know, hey, what are the big CDs that they have available to them, and why did they use it here? Those types of things. So I don't know.
And it does look really interesting. Like, I'm just looking at some of the screenshots here, and I may actually go back and watch some of these VODs, because it looks like in China, Mango Reaper versus LSJ. So as far as the stats, it keeps track. It has all the bosses and the times that each team like completed them.
Yep.
So you can kind of see if they're catching up. And it ended up being only 5 seconds difference because of one death on the Mango Reaper side. Right. So like, just seeing it looks like it's pretty cool. Like, they caught up on the last boss. They actually ended at the same time in that one death.
Yep.
Lost it.
And it's kind of cool. I mean, the way that they run the tournament is that you have to kill so many mobs, you have to kill so much trash, and you have to kill all the bosses, right? So and as soon as you're all full up to 100% of the trash that you need to kill, you can go try to skip the rest as much as possible. And I was kind of interested to see that Disc Priest was making a showing there, and actually a pretty good showing. But lots of
Disc Priest is super strong in Mythics.
Right. Lots of Resto Druids for that as well. And I think they usually had like 2 or 3 guys that could battle res, and
it depends on your affixes too. Sure. What's going to be stronger than something else, but
sure. And they kind of ran through them. It was pretty intense. I mean,
but
plus 17 is no joke.
No, not at all. I don't want to take anything away from the accomplishment that these teams are doing. And I think it's a really cool idea. And I think it's a great community builder for World of Warcraft. It's a great thing to get the community together and cheer, especially the PvE community really hasn't had anything, at least sponsored by Blizzard,
right,
to kind of come together and cheer for. Like, we have the world first rates, but Blizzard doesn't have anything to do with that.
Right.
So this is a really cool thing. But I don't think it reaches far outside of that community. I don't think anybody is going to, because we heard stories, for example, when Heroes of the Storm was on ESPN, right? Of people flipping through the channels and not knowing what the heck this is, but couldn't change the channel. Like, we're interested and we're trying to figure it out. I feel like watching a dungeon, I don't think that's going to have the same effect. I think people are going to be like, what this is, no, I'm okay. Unless you're involved in it and know what's going on. So, I don't. That's my hypothesis.
Yeah, they may need to figure out exactly what the plan of attack is on how they describe the action, how they do all the different things. Right now, though, I think you're right. I mean, they know that they're talking to the hardcore fans, and so most of these guys already know everything. And so when they were when, Sloot, Trekkie, and all the rest of the cast were talking, they were using words that, we know. We know, like spells and different effects and mob names and all those kinds of things. And it just kind of rolled off their tongue real quick. It was all very, very quick talking. And so if you aren't in the know, you might have felt shut out a little bit. But for those guys that are in the know, for those hardcore guys, for the guys in our Twitch chat right now that are talking about watching the thing, these guys, no, it's words that we're familiar with. It's fine. So
I do like the idea of putting the Trial of Style transmog competition on Bravo. I think that would be a very good idea. Actually, I used to PA for a show that was on Bravo.
That was awesome.
That's 100% where that needs to go.
All right.
Thank you, chat room.
that is good. That is good. So like you were saying, Gizmo, this weekend is going to be Europe and the Americas, and that starts 5 a.m. on Saturday and 9 a.m. on Sunday. Oof. Early mornings.
That is okay. So Europe will be Saturday. That's why it's 5 a.m. our time. America's will be Sunday.
Right.
Oh, I guess that's Pacific. Then I'm okay with.
Yeah, Pacific.
That's noon my time. That's just about when I wake up on Sunday.
It's going to be.
But it's football day.
It's going to be competing directly with football for the Americas. Yeah. So
I've got to watch. Gotta watch the Panthers. I can watch them both
side by side. Just
Yeah, right. I will. I'll have the TV on back here. I'll be playing video games over here, and over here I've got the dungeons. Yep, We're good.
All right, cool.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Cool. In other WoW news, Mione forever has been like the solo tank among solo tanks, always grabbing whatever's best for the job and just going ham on something weird. Well, Mione grabbed a demon hunter and took on Helya normal and beat the pants off her. So for that, I'm going to do that. Big applause, of course.
A polite golf clap from me.
That's pretty crazy. Come on, polite golf clap. Whatever.
No, it's great. Respect.
Yeah, that stuff is nuts. And I wonder how much time it takes him to, how many classes did he go in with trying to figure out, exactly what's going to work, what's not going to work. And
I think he's mainly been doing Demon Hunter.
With Demon Hunter this expansion?
Yeah.
It was DK before Demon Hunters came out. Wasn't
right.
It? Yeah.
It was.
So just a class that can immune everything and heal themselves and do as much damage as they mitigate and heal.
Right. And
that's all you need.
And here's the gear check for Mione. Eye level 942, artifact 63. So that's it. And it goes on forever. It's the longest fight in the world. As always. I mean, as you would expect. I mean, it's a tank fighting a boss. So, but good on you. And as always, it was so weird watching him take on the trash.
Cheers.
And just like dashing all over the place. It was crazy. So, very, very cool stuff. Okay. You know what? I think we need to go to Overwatch.
Turned up to 11.
Because there was some big news this week. Wasn't there, Gizmo?
Yes. So, there's a couple things. First up, Overwatch is going to be free for September 22nd through 25th on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Their full roster of 25 heroes and 16 maps available for play in a variety of modes. Quick match.
Wait. Hold on a sec. Nope. That's not what we're doing. Did I say Overwatch?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I meant this. I might have to go back and post and redo this thing because I played ETC. I was like going, no, I think we actually need to go to Heroes of the Storm next.
Okay, that's why I was like,
because Heroes of the Storm. I'm sorry that I said the wrong thing because
Edit.
I'm making them jump through hoops this show, and doing a very poor job at it. But Heroes of the Storm was a big surprise this week.
Yes, Heroes of the Storm was. So we did talk a little bit last week. There was a teaser on Twitter. However, my predictions was just that we were going to see a variant skin and potentially a new map, which I was correct on both of those. We got a new variant skin, and as well as Volskaya Foundry,
which is awesome.
It's an incredible map.
Good. Yep.
Yeah, it's on the PTR now. It has conveyor belts. The capture point mechanic works just like it does in Overwatch. It's a really cool mechanic for Heroes of the Storm, which then if you capture that, you end up earning a vehicle. It's a 2-player vehicle. One is the driver who has 3 abilities, and then the other is kind of the weapons guy who has 3 abilities. And so it's kind of like a Cho Gaul type thing. Yeah. And it's first person to click on it gets in as the driver, second person is the abilities.
It's like the dragon or something like that, but this one is a 2-person Cho'Gall type of deal, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. So that's the main objective there. The way the conveyor belts work around the capture points again is incredible. I think it is a really good map, and props to them for getting this thing out for a map so quickly after Hanamura, especially with the issues Hanamura had. I thought that they were going to be really nervous or potentially push back whenever they were going to release a new map. And it's at this point, it's going to be hard to tell until it's in live. But it seems like it's going to be in a really good spot.
Yep.
But that's not all we got.
That's not it, everybody. It's not just a map.
Yeah, not just a map. And I did not see this coming at all because they've talked about we're at 72 heroes. We're going to slow the rollout down just a little bit.
Right.
No, not. Oh, and they're going to be at a big event in Europe.
Right.
And like next week, maybe they'll announce a hero there. Oh, BlizzCon's coming up. Of course, we're going to get, a couple heroes there. You know what? We're just going to announce 2 heroes, a map, and some really sweet skins out of nowhere.
Right.
So we are getting Anna from Overwatch, who is now live in the PTR.
Yep.
And she is, of course, a ranged support. Really cool. I've gotten a few chances to try her out. Her Q is going to be Healing Dart, which in Overwatch is her or basic attack that heals players. It's on a really short cooldown, 15 mana, 2-second cooldown. Decent amount of healing.
Okay.
W is Biotic Grenade. So in Overwatch, that heals teammates or damages and stops healing for enemies. Same basic idea here, except it's not a lasting effect. It's impact, heals, and gives your teammates 25% increased healing for 4 seconds. Enemies are going to take 60 damage and receive 100% less healing for 2 seconds. Has some pretty good range on it. Her E is her Sleep Dart, 50 mana, 14-second cooldown. That's going to put an enemy to sleep for 3 seconds. Any damaging effects will wake them up after the first half second. Cannot be used on vehicles. And then her heroics, we of course have Nano Boost, which is from Overwatch, which is insane. So I'll just read off what it does first. Instantly boost allied hero, restoring 200 mana for the next 8 seconds. They gain 30% spell power, and their basic ability cooldowns recharge 150% faster. You cannot use it on.
That's insane,
yourself.
dude.
It's insane.
That's insane.
And so it's stim pack for casters.
For casters,
right?
But I'm a little worried. They're going to have to make some changes to this. I got home from work the day this stuff was announced. I get on Twitter and I am bombarded with highlight videos of nano boosted Genjis. And it is the most broken thing, one of the most broken things I have seen.
I was just thinking nano boosted Jaina's. Like, how do you?
Well, so the nano boosted Genji pops his Dragon Blade. You nano boost it, and it's just nonstop Qs and him flying around. He's killing entire teams in a couple of seconds.
Wow!
Oh my god!
Just it's nuts.
Wow.
And then her second heroic is also awesome. Eye of Horus. So you assume a sniping position and you gain the ability to fire up to 8 specialized rounds with unlimited range. They're global.
Wow.
Rounds hit the first ally or enemy hero or enemy structures in their path. It heals allies for 300 and it damages enemies for 175, 50% less damage to structures. You can't move while you're using this ability, but I've seen some really cool highlights of this used for some like across the map, like saving heals and pickoffs. It's a really, really neat ability. So a really solid kit from what people are talking about. May not be a solo support, may be a better fit for a duo support or another pseudo support like Tastar or something like that.
That's kind of how she's used in Overwatch, isn't it? I mean, she's not a solo support anything, so that totally makes sense.
And I mean, she's got some really great talents that help out with her healing. She really can put out quite a bit of healing. She has longer auto attack range than most heroes, which is really nice because she's really squishy, doesn't have much escape. But she really is fun to play. But you know what? Yeah, she's in PTR right now.
Right.
But we got another hero coming.
Right.
And that's another Overwatch hero. That's a Junkrat.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Yes. I was ready for that one.
Yes. And I don't believe there's much announced yet on his kit, anything like that. We just know that he's coming next.
I'm super psyched, man. I mean, just throwing stuff out, blowing stuff up, rip tire, I mean, those are the bigs, right? So
yes,
just expect a lot of AoE destruction. I mean, that's awesome.
And I imagine, just thinking off the top of my head, like Q will be his little grenade.
Sure.
He'll have a trap and a mine.
Yeah.
You don't think it'll be an auto attack? His Q will be, or his grenade will be the auto attack, and his straight is going to be their naturally splash.
I don't know if they'll. That's interesting. I don't know. And maybe Q would have more range or something.
I don't know what his Q would be.
Sure.
But I think he needs his mine.
Mine is his trap and his grenade.
So mine. Okay.
So if you have all those three, that's fine.
Yeah, he's one of those that they're gonna. I mean, maybe he'll have like just a different gun auto attack or something. They do different things to make him fit in the game.
Yeah,
sure. But yeah, and it'll also be really interesting to see what his other heroic is. That's another diva type character.
Yeah.
To where.
Speaking of which, Diva got some cool skins. She got the best skin.
It's
right.
Hands down, the Heroes of the Storm team has the best cosmetic designers of any Blizzard game.
Yeah.
And there's been people like Overwatch, fans that main Overwatch and stuff, and just all the different games coming back. Can you please put these skins in Overwatch as well? There is, I don't even remember the name of it. Just it's Deathwing Diva.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. It's the most insane skin. I don't play Diva that much. I will buy this thing as soon as it drops.
I'm waiting for it in Overwatch, and as soon as it pops up there, I'm gonna get it. Because that one's so cool, and I'm like, how is this not? I mean, I understand it's probably not going to be in Overwatch because it's a WoW thing, but at the same time, I want it in Overwatch. Can it just be called Dragon? Something. I don't know.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, Heroes is like a hodgepodge of everything. You don't really have to follow any lore. In Overwatch, they're trying to still, keep it lore based, but it's Destroyer Diva. And then we also, like I said, we got Commander Varian. It's an okay skin.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Russian themed. He has a polar bear on his shoulder. And then we also got some new mounts as well. We got the Celestial Raptor, which is pretty cool. And then I'm also super stoked about this mount, an Invisible Horse.
I'm just thinking about Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman!
So I was listening to Core right before this, and that's what John was saying he was excited about because Cassia has a Wonder Woman skin tint.
Oh, nice.
So obviously, if you're ever using that skin tint, you have to have the Invisible Horse.
Yeah, right. Shark, hey man, what do you think about all of this stuff? Because there's a lot of meat on this.
Well, old Sharku has been spending the past month or 6 weeks or so playing League of Legends.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
How dare you, Shark? Why would you ever play that game?
That's right.
However,
yeah,
when this announcement came out, I played Heroes all day. I was so excited about all the new stuff. So I think it's really, really cool. I think I was just looking for something to shake it up a little bit. And I still like League, but I got in. I played a bunch of Diva games just because I miss playing Diva. And so I think it's going to be really, really cool. I don't know how it shakes up I'm just interested in playing new stuff. So
right,
I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it seems like, there's a lot of new stuff coming and I'm really looking forward to it. However, how are they going to top this at BlizzCon? That is kind of the question, because there's got to be something, right? There's got to be.
They're going to announce what Titan was. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'm still waiting on it. And they're also going to release StarCraft Ghost.
Finally. They're going to finally release that. No, but how are they going to do that? What are they going to do for Heroes of the Storm for BlizzCon?
What my hope is, I still think we'll see some more content, 2 or 3 more heroes announced, maybe another new map, who knows? But I'm hoping them getting kind of this content out of the way, because they're wanting to slow things down, that we're actually going to get some system announcements, like maybe in-game, clans, potentially some sort, big changes to ranked play. If they have any of those coming. Yeah. In-game tournaments, just things like that, quality of life stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. And of course, I'm expecting like some sort of out of this world hero that we can't even imagine right now. Like they've done the Cho'Gall, the Abathur, Lost Vikings. Mm-hmm. So, and maybe we'll get a dragon finally. People want a dragon, and I know we have Chromie.
You don't count Chromie. You're not a dragon. You're a gnome.
Chromie is a dragon who doesn't want to be a dragon because she says her gnome form. I want or a lot of people want a dragon that wants to be like, hey, I'm a dragon.
Deathwing.
So I'm gonna say a dragon. Yes, Deathwing. Alexstrasza, Ysera.
Right.
All those aspects.
Calicos. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, all those guys. I would love to see those guys. Or the 4 dragons that we had to fight in the Nightmare at that one point. Anyway, I can't remember their names. That was so long ago. I can't remember everything. Emerus was one of them. The only reason I know Emerus is because it's one of the co-guild names.
Yeah.
Anything else, Heroes of the Storm? I think that's everything. There's a lot to go through, and there's a lot coming up. So I don't know.
It's the last thing is just kind of announcement to make us feel better. People have been complaining, not just in Heroes, but a lot of games, of toxicity levels rising and our reports not doing anything. Well, they just announced that they released another big round of account suspensions for AFK, refused to participate, intentionally feeding, things like that. So they're just wanting to, until they get away in game, to let us know. They're wanting to let us know that you guys are helping us get these trolls out. So that's good.
And that actually leads us into the next game, which you thought was the last game. Nope, it's not. But now it is. We're talking about Overwatch.
Oh, this is my jam.
That's right. Because Jeff Kaplan actually came out with a video as well, talking about toxicity in the just in games in general, and battling those players and developers having to take time out from actually developing the game to try to combat these toxic players. And it slows down the schedule, and it kind of drags everything down. I don't know that there was really a heck of a lot to really talk about with this video, other than he said it. But then he did actually say that because of the reports that they've got, they just actually did a massive ban. They just did a massive thing where there's like 480,000 players that were affected. Mm-hmm. In some way.
Yeah. And he said like 375,000 or something along those lines was from player reports.
Right.
So a large part of the actions that they are taking are because of player reports, so that they are in fact working.
Yeah. So there you go. Player reports are working, so you can go back to reporting. I know that even Jeff was talking about how at one point people were like, "Oh, don't even bother with reporting a player. They don't watch it anyway." Apparently they do. Just took them a while.
Yeah, it's one of those. I think they've been talking about on the Heroes team as well, just wanting to get it. Sharku mentioned League. I've been playing some League as well. They actually have in there, if you report somebody and an action is taken, you get a notification in game, which kind of feels nice that you helped to get this terrible person on the internet.
It feels nice, but not for that way. For me, I'm like, yeah, F that guy.
Right.
Good.
Yeah. Take that.
Right.
Uninstall.
Yeah, they've been testing with, I guess they've been sending out some emails occasionally, but they want to actually get to where you get those notifications in game, and I think that's going to spread to the other Blizzard titles as well.
Well, that sounds good. I mean, I think that what they've done so far with the synergy between all the different games and also making sure that all the different games are kind of set up the same way in their systems makes a lot of sense. So hopefully they'll get everything kind of one way so that people can kind of know intuitively almost what's going on. And as you were saying, for Overwatch, we got a free weekend this weekend.
Yes.
22nd through the 25th, and that's on everything. PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. What else? What else we got? We got Junkertown. That's now live.
The new Mercy.
Oh, the new Mercy.
Did you play the new Mercy?
I haven't played it.
Did.
Oh.
I did. And it was...
Oh, well, tell us about it.
It was... Well, it was weird because I wasn't sure exactly what her special does anymore, what the ult does.
Fly.
I know you can fly, but it doesn't.
You're an angel.
It doesn't seem that amazing.
Doesn't it not only empower both your healing and your damage boost, but doesn't it make it to where it can chain to enemies within a close range?
Yeah, so it's all of that stuff. But I was kind of underwhelmed by it. I mean, I was flying around, so it felt okay. But I was also playing against bots, so that could have been part of the underwhelming part of it. Because I set the bots on, I think it was medium or something like that, and we were blowing them up anyway. So it was like, it just didn't feel really great. Maybe when I get into an actual game with it, I was trying to get comfortable with Mercy, and apparently, I think you just jump in.
Yeah.
At some point, I think you just got to jump in. So.
Yep.
So there, and Diva's got a new ability, micro missiles. So I didn't try Diva because Kim Kardashian was always playing Diva. Kim Kardashian was on my team. Maybe I should do a pirate joke. Should I do another pirate joke?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do another pirate joke. All right. What letter of the alphabet be the pirate's favorite?
C.
Ah, damn it.
No.
You'd think it would be the R.
Say it's not C.
But a sailor would be nothing without the C. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
See, okay, so you got people in chat room. I've been tricked by that joke so many times.
It's a good joke. I like it.
It is.
I like it. Okay. Real quick Hearthstone update.
Well met.
That's right. So today, all of those nerfs that we were talking about the last couple of weeks to innervate the War Axe, Hex, and there's a few different ones. They've all been updated. So,
Druids are dead.
Take that.
One can only
no
hope.
More druids.
All the druids went, see you later, Blizz. So yeah.
And built a priest deck.
Yeah, and even the warriors are probably a little angry because that War Axe for warriors was pretty good. It was
the worst thing that happened to it is International Speak Like a Pirate Day, and they nerfed Pirate Warrior.
That was the deck I was playing.
That is upsetting.
I still hate Pirate Warrior. I'm playing against it.
I switched my axe for a slam, and meh. That axe was so strong, though. I mean, and it's so now it's just a bad, whatever the hunter bow is, because that's a 3 mana 3/2.
Right. Yeah.
But every time a secret goes off, you get another.
There are many other
shameful.
There are many other weapons that do stuff that are a 3 mana with 2 uses on it, right? So there are lots of other weapon choices to do other than a war axe now. So
not for the warrior. That's the only 3.
You're right about that. But I think even the warrior deck has a couple of different weapons in it that I'd rather use than a simple 3/2.
Oh, than a 3 mana 3/2? Yeah. Nope.
Mm-hmm. So there. But also like Hex got, now it's 3 mana or now it's 4 mana or something like that. Is it 3 mana? I think whatever it is.
I'm not sure.
But
it was 3. I think now it's 4.
Yeah, it's 4 now. So
because that's how much a polymorph is, and that's probably should be how much it is anyway.
One would think, but I enjoyed Hex while it lasted. So now I got to find something new, I guess.
I think you still use Hex. It's a really, really good. At least running one of them.
It's good when you get further along in the game. That's for sure.
Yeah, if when you're teching it in, like if you're running it up against Miracle Rogue or something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of, or anybody running Lich King.
Everybody's running Lich King. Come on, it's a good card.
He's great. He's a great card.
Yeah.
That's what needed nerfed. No, just kidding. Don't nerf Lich King.
Don't nerf
Blizzard.
Lich King.
Don't nerf Lich King.
Actually, you know what? People blow up Lich King like right away. It's fine.
Yeah, you usually. Well, that's because you have Hex.
Right. You have something that'll beat him up, so it's no big deal. No big deal.
But I think the nerfs were needed, and I think everybody will be okay. I actually think that Druid will be all right as well. Not as OP as they used to be, but I don't think they're out.
Right. Yep. I agree. Okay, I think we're going to move on to StarCraft 2.
Gotta love that.
That's right. We don't talk about StarCraft too much.
Talk about what?
StarCraft.
It's
a game. It's one of the Blizzard games on the launcher.
Warcraft.
No, StarCraft.
What?
2.
Okay,
StarCraft 2. So today, today patch 3.18 hit, and the reason that I'm bringing it up is because they did some bug fixes and they added mutations into custom mutators and stuff like that. But one of the big reasons to celebrate today is because if you're a big StarCraft player, there's a new announcer pack, and that announcer pack is Sean Plott, aka Day 9, and I just want to say congratulations. Yeah! So there. And I know I know Total Biscuit is updating his pack as well, and so hopefully I don't know if that dropped here, but I know we'll see it soon. But this is really great for Sean. So
it is, and it's awesome that they're able to do that. And I know that's something we have been hoping they get to at some point in like Heroes of the Storm. We have hero announcer packs now. They're getting some of the HGC casters or different personalities out there.
Mm-hmm.
Would be really neat, and it's another cool way that Blizzard kind of gives little shout outs to people.
So if you could so since you're a Heroes guy, I'll talk Heroes with you. If you could have a Heroes announcer pack with anybody, any of the community folk, right? Who would you choose as like in the first few announcer packs that you would want to see?
I know mine.
Okay,
Kalaris.
Okay, Kalaris.
Mm-hmm. And oh man,
Shark.
It'd be a double, but it'd be Gillian Dread. I love listening to them cast. And
Gilly's
if they could get something where just when he gets excited and starts screaming at her like Gilly, I don't know. I love it. Lots of people hate the way that but I know I just topped out every instrument that Pat has.
That's right.
But no, it's just I love it. I really enjoy listening to them cast. So having them cheer me on while I'm playing the game that'll bring me back to HOTS. 100%.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Anybody else there, Gizmo? You were thinking real hard.
Really, all of them would be great. I think I love Kalaris's expression, so I think that he would do a really good job at kind of the short lines and hero of the storm and stuff like that.
Gotcha. All right, well, let's move into some esports.
Blizzard games? That's so old school. Oh.
Yep. And why don't we talk about HGC first? What's going on with the HGC?
Oh, well, we are getting close here to the finals at BlizzCon. And with that, we have some teams locking in their positions. So each region is going to have, I believe, 3 teams make it on. North America, 2 have been locked up. Roll20 Esports has secured their spot. Team Freedom has secured their spot. Who would have thought? Congrats to that team. Really worked their way up after the mid-season brawl. And it's going to be a pretty tough battle, I think, in the playoffs between Gale Force Esports, Tempo Storm, and Space Station to potentially lock up that 3rd spot. Over on the EU side, we have Fnatic and Team Dignitas, who secured their top 2 spots. Dignitas was struggling for a little bit, but worked their way back up, so props to them. And then in Korea, I think we have MVP Black as the only team to secure their spot so far. So a couple spots left to secure, and then they'll have the playoffs to secure the last spots. And it's getting to be that time, an exciting time. And I am, again, super stoked to watch the BlizzCon tournament live because that place goes nuts.
Are you just going to camp out just like in the arena?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much. Especially with, Multi's not going to be there this year. He's having a little boy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, me and TBK will probably rotate some spots. So we'll be hanging out with some people so we can go catch, some other panels since we have to cover other important news for Heroes and stuff like that.
Don't you just wait for the panels like everybody else on the virtual ticket and just play it later?
We try and do a show from BlizzCon after the first night and get that out. So
right.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
We should also do a show on the Saturday at some point.
We should.
Right. And talk about our experiences.
It needs to be like the show we did 2 years ago, though.
No, it does not need to be like that.
I'm too old for that now.
When Captain Morgan showed up and hosted the show.
Oh man, he really did. He hosted the show. He put a leg up on the couch and just wow.
Yeah.
He converted it to raid.
He converted it to something.
100%.
He converted it to poop.
He converted it to Tatva sitting on everyone's lap.
Oh, that was actually pretty cute. That was pretty cute.
Oh god. Memories.
So another thing, just before we get out of esports, and it's not really. I guess we kind of understand that it is probably a part of a lot of esports, but we found out this week through the forums that the pro players for the Overwatch for Overwatch, the pro players that play Overwatch, actually have they can actually give feedback directly to the devs through means like a Discord channel, their own Discord channel, and stuff like that. I mean, is this really surprising at all, guys?
Not to me.
No, it's one of those things I think people just don't think about. They assume that if, it's just the developers making the game and the esport just happens to be a thing on the side. Sure. Esports is becoming a big thing like that is in mind when games are being built now. So it absolutely makes sense. I mean, Heroes, I don't know if Heroes goes this far. I imagine they probably do. I know they have their own servers to play on because they don't play on live servers.
Yeah.
They've had pro summits where the pros come out to try stuff, and I'm sure they give feedback there. Even the summit I was at, there were some pro players or casters there that had I was listening in, just kind of grilling the development team on what things they weren't currently happen with and that they thought were kind of unacceptable. So it's definitely really important. I think, absolutely they probably do this for a majority of their games if there's esports.
Right.
I think so. I don't know if this is, it would surprise me in some other games maybe, but with Overwatch was designed, maybe not from the very beginning, but at some point they made a conscious decision that this is going to be an esport. This is more than a video game. We want this to be, if not the esport, one of the big.
Yeah, I mean,
with Overwatch League and all this stuff, like it's so obvious that they're trying to make something really cool happen in esports and give it that push into the mainstream entertainment that they know it can be.
Yeah.
So I would think it would be a huge mistake if they didn't talk directly to the pros, the players that are making it what they want it to be.
It really does make a lot of sense. And so
in a lot of ways, the pros are part of the team in that sense.
Sure.
If they're trying to make it an esport, the pros are part of that design. They have to be.
Well, it's kind of like, I mean, WoW has their own raid team. They have players that go in there and they pay folks just to play the game so that they know what's wrong with it, or right. So they know what's working and what isn't. And so when you take a look at all that stuff, I mean, the Overwatch team really needs this stuff, especially because Overwatch League is such a big behemoth. I mean, you have teams pouring in $20 million just to be a part of it. That is incredible. If you aren't paying attention to those players that are a part of those teams, then you're doing yourself and the rest of the fans a disservice, like big time. So, I mean, it totally makes sense. I know that the forums went a little wild on that. They're like, or you can be like Asparagus Initiative and just have Solar in your raid every now and again. Right. And when anything bugs out, just be like, come on, Solar. Come on, talk. What's going on, man? Right. Well, and Solar is one of those guys. He plays a lot of WoW for Blizzard, and it's like, that is really, really cool. He's one of the testers for this stuff, and it's really sweet. Kill Jaden actually bugged on us once in the middle of a poll. He just like froze and went and went away. Like we didn't do anything, and he went. I honestly don't know what happened on that one, guys. Nice. He's like, hang on, I got to take some notes. Nice. But it was great. We always blame. And Draven Dresden reminds us all that if we want to play games for Blizzard and have them pay us money, we should go to careers.blizzard.com. So, because wouldn't that be great? That'd be so awesome. Yeah. All right. Anything else from this week? I know that there was a lot. We talked about a lot of different stuff. So I've got another Blizzard joke. It's not as dirty as my last one. Oh, another Blizzard joke. Okay, what do you got? You ready? Yeah, here we go. I guess so. The current state of the legendary system. Yeah.
Thank you for at least saving that to the end of the show, so we didn't get caught in like another 25-minute legendary discussion.
Right. It was a conscious decision.
I actually got a bunch of that stuff as well. It was like, what do you think is a joke? My DPS, stuff like that. My DPS is actually a big joke. It really is. As a healer, it probably should be. I am no combat log, no. All right, so we're going to get out here. So I'll play the music, and we'll talk about what we're doing this week or the next couple of weeks and how people can get a hold of us. Right, Shark?
Absolutely. You can get a hold of me by going to Twitter's. And then, is that what I'm supposed to do? Am I doing the right thing right now?
Go for it. Just go for it.
Go to Twitter and look up at Sharku_CTR. Or maybe you want to watch me play video games. I do that sometimes. And sometimes I stream it at twitch.tv/Sharku_CTR. And then also, Merely a Setback is a new podcast about Warcraft lore that I'm a host on. And you should go download. Episode 2 is live now. Find us on iTunes. And you can also go to at Setback Podcast on Twitter. Okay, I'm done. Thank you. tried to go
What
fast.
just happened?
I don't even know. I'm gonna have to rewind and do that again.
What?
I had an ADD stroke.
Wow. I think
last week, Jules turned into a real soft, like infomercial shepherd.
Yeah. She was
salt, and then you turned into a 6-year-old kid telling the most exciting story of his life.
And he was doing this. He was pointing his thumbs out and he was waving them about. I'm doing it on the video. I'm doing it on the video.
Know what I was doing.
Well,
I tried. I was just trying to go really, really fast because Pat yells at me when I talk too much.
All right, Gizmo, how about you, bud? What are you up to?
Hi, my name is Greg. Gizmo, no. So you can find me Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all things at Gizmozord, as well as the Heroes of the Storm podcast. I do Lords of the Storm.
Right, and that's tomorrow night.
That is tomorrow night. It's Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Central, over at twitch.tv/Lords of the Storm, and you can also find that wherever you listen to podcasts.
I got it down now. I finally figured out your schedule because last week we did a show on Thursday, and you said, "Oh no, we did a show last night." So now it's finally stuck in my head that you do shows on Wednesday. So, and be sure to check it out because I'm sure that you're going to be talking all about the latest announcement and everything, right?
That we will be. So we've been joking how our shows started off like an hour and 20 minutes, then they went to an hour and a half. Now they average hour and 50 to 2 hours. And we're joking that tomorrow is going to be a 3-hour show and there's nothing to do about it. Right. Our listeners love long shows though. So what can I say?
They do.
Give the people what they want.
Our listeners like longish shows, but we are thankfully at the end of this music, which means we're also at the end of the show. So I'm going to play this music and we're going to get out of here, but please join in on the conversations. We're having it anytime. Make sure to email converttoraid@gmail.com. You can call and leave comments and questions on our raid line, 612-787-RAID. That's 612-787-7243. Join the Bazooba Guabo Nation by heading over to converttoraid.com where we have show downloads, Discord info, all of our shows, video, audio, and more, including guild stuff. It's all over at converttoraid.com and pretty much everywhere that you find your podcasts. You can find us there or, on the internet, that type of stuff. On the internet. Oh.
On the internet.
That's right. And it is all covered in pumpkin spice during this time of the year. All right. That's going to be it for the show. Hold on a sec. Convert to Raid is produced and distributed by Signals Media. Make sure to check out all of our friends on the Signals Media All-Star Network at signalsmedia.com. Skipping ahead. All right. Now we're done. That's going to be it for the show. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, Twitch chat. Thank you guys, no matter where you're listening to us from. We really do appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Until then, for all the guys on Convert to Raid, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.